In the vibrant halls of our universities, dreams are nurtured. Yet, for some young ladies, these spaces have turned into sites of tragedy. This documentary explores the heartbreaking stories of 6 students who lost their lives to femicide. Femicide, the killing of women because of their gender, has reached alarming levels, particularly among young women in universities. Today, we share the stories of Ivy Wangeshi, Mercy Cherono, Sylvia Kemunto, Belinda Wekesa, and Mercy Kwamboka. Mercy Cherono, an 18-year-old first-year student at Daystar University, was murdered just 4 days after her admission into the institution. What transpired within those 4 days? Who wanted Mercy Cherono dead? On 15th September 2023, Kanda, Mercy's father, said his daughter had called her mother and said she would be home that evening because there was a party for first years happening at the school that she did not want to attend. Moments later, the 18-year-old Cherono called her mother and said she had decided to stay and join the party because she couldn't find transport home. Not knowing this was the last time she would be talking to her daughter. Later, Mercy's lifeless body was found in a shared university hostel with stab wounds on her chest. At 2 a.m., Kanda said he received a phone call every parent dreads. The school wanted the parents to rush to the institution immediately and later directed them to head to Shalom Hospital in Kitengela, where their worst fears were confirmed. Their beloved daughter was no more.
I'm devastated. I don't know what to say.
Daystar University on Thursday held a requiem mass for the departed student at the institution's Nairobi campus, but declined to comment on her mysterious death. What did they know? What happened that day? Postmortem examination conducted on the late Cherono was inconclusive, leaving the family with more questions than answers.
And this hostel doesn't have even CCTV cameras. We could have actually tracked the movement of my child.
And the university alleged it was suicide, but the question on everyone's mind was how did Mercy end up stabbing herself 12 centimeters deep into her chest?
The child died because of excessive bleeding due to a deep knife stabbing.
Was this a cover-up? The 18-year-old nursing student, whose life was nipped in the bud, was laid to rest at her parents' home in Kapset, Elgeyo Marakwet, on Saturday, even as leaders from the North Rift County called for speedy investigations to uncover the circumstances under which she died. Mercy Kwamboka's story was not so different. 26-year-old Mercy Kwamboka, a student at University of Nairobi, was found murdered, her hands dosed with acid and her body dumped in Mwiki. Her family reported that Mercy went missing from her pipeline home on September 28, 2023 after receiving a phone call at 11 p.m. She was later discovered dead under mysterious circumstances. Who called Mercy that day? What was the content of the conversation? Stella Kerubu, Mercy's mother, gave shocking details on her daughter's injuries.
Amefunjwa kabisa hivi kama miwa. Amefurutwa chini, amefurutwa hii nywele, iko chafu kabisa. Na amemwagiwa asidi kwa mikono.
A witness recalled finding Mercy in the bushes.
Amefunjika mguu. Hana trouser, lakini amebaki na nguo tu ya ndani. Night dress. Alikuwa night dress. Si hata night dress, nguo tu ya ndani. Kuna simu, iko imelala hapa. Hii blanketi. Blanketi iko hapo pia. Blanketi na kiatu moja ya black. Kama hii open.
Detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations arrested a Kenya Defense Forces soldier in connection with the brutal murder of Mercy. According to a police report, Joseph Njera Kamau, aged 26, was traced to his hideout in Komarok Estate, Nairobi, by DCI officers from who followed a forensic trail to zero in on him. According to preliminary investigations, the suspect picked the deceased from Embakasi on that fateful night using his vehicle under the registration number KDA 796L. It was detained at the station yard. The suspect was held for interrogation at DCI Kasarani to establish the motive of the crime, cause of death, and probable accomplices. Was this a love story gone wild? Mercy Kwamboka is not the only victim whose body was found dumped. Sylvia Kemunto had the same circumstances surrounding her death. Sylvia Kemunto, a first-year mass communication and computer science major, went missing on Sunday, March 30th, 2025. Her body was discovered on Wednesday, April 2nd, in a water tank on the rooftop of the hostels. She had been strangled and hit by a blunt object, and the motive is yet to be known. Her boyfriend, Eric Mutinda, a first-year student pursuing electrical engineering, is a prime suspect in the murder. The search for Kemunto started on Sunday when her mother, Triza Kwamboka, who lives in Kawangware, failed to reach her. On the day Kemunto went missing, her roommate said she went to church and left her alone in the room. That day, the said boyfriend visited her in the room at about lunch hour. Witnesses told police they later saw the man drag a suitcase belonging to the deceased student from her room to his room in a different block. It is suspected the suitcase contained the deceased body. The report of the missing student prompted police investigations which traced her phone signal within the university compound. It was switched off but showed it was still within the compound near Ongata Rongai. This prompted the school management to initiate a search on campus. On Wednesday, a foul smell emanating from Block E caught the attention of the search team. By afternoon, the source of the odor was identified and traced to a water tank on the rooftop of one of the hostels. Kemunto's decomposing body was discovered therein before it was moved to the mortuary. On 9th April 2025, at Sultan Ahmud Police Station, Eric Mutinda, the boyfriend, turned himself in and his father awaiting questioning. What took place that Sunday in Sylvia's room? Why wasn't she heard screaming? And how did Eric manage to carry the body alone to the rooftop? These femicide cases have not started recently. The cases go back in time to 6 years ago when Ivy Wangeshi, a 6th-year medical university student at Moi University, was hacked to death in public by her childhood friend Naftali Kinuthia just a day before her 25th birthday. Naftali claimed to have been pursuing a romantic relationship with the deceased and had been sending money to her for her birthday preparation and even other expenses. On that fateful morning at around 10:30 a.m., as Ivy was on her way to class with her friends, Naftali attacked her, hitting her with an axe on her head outside Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. The autopsy confirmed she succumbed to injuries of the axe to her head. Naftali, who was beaten by the crowd, was saved by the police who took him into custody. His phone was confiscated and messages retrieved showed no romantic relationship between the two. Naftali's case was a long one. The hearing began on 10th Friday 2019. It spanned for 5 years. He took the stand in March 2023 and confessed to having spent $200,000 on Ivy, only for her to publicly reject him. He claimed that Ivy had blocked him after sending her 14,000 for her birthday. Naftali confessed to killing Ivy Wangeshi. Ivy was buried on Friday, April 19, 2019 in Mahiga. She was eulogized by her friends and family.
I miss you, my Ivy, every day.
Not every family gets justice for their loved ones. The family of Belinda Kayanda Wekesa, a 19-year-old second-year student at Uzuri Institute in Thika, have lost hope of getting justice for their daughter. On 8th February 2025, Belinda Wekesa, who was invited by her boyfriend Elvis Toritich, a student in Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, to his residence in Juja, was found dead at the ground floor of her boyfriend's apartment. He appeared before the High Court and pleaded not guilty. He claimed to have invited Belinda to his residence, where an altercation between him, another man, and the deceased occurred, escalating, leading to her death. Elvis allegedly tried to attack Belinda, who ran to the balcony, and the suspect accused of pushing her. The CCTV footages are being analyzed and recording statements from eyewitnesses to get the truth on what happened. Elvis was released on bond of 500,000. Did Wekesa really jump from the building, or was this a murder case? We stand together in remembrance of Ivy Wangeshi, Mercy Cherono, Sylvia Kemunto, Mercy Kwambuka, and Belinda Wekesa. These young ladies were not just statistics. They were vibrant souls with dreams now extinguished far too soon. Stories echo with haunting reminder of the violence that lurks in the shadow of our society, a violence that we can no longer ignore. Each name represents not just a tragic loss, but a call to action for all of us. It's a call to confront the systematic issues that allow such horrors to persist and to demand safer spaces for our daughters, sisters, and friends. Together, let's honor their memories by transforming our grief into action. Together, we can build a future where every woman can pursue a dream without fear. Let us rise, let us act, and let their voices be heard.